Howdy, hello everybody, I am Donut, and I am here with my fiance.
Thermites.
I've seen South Park season 20-something.
I am watching Blinds.
This is, of course, a Black Lives Matter, all cops and bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. You better be supporting that shit as well. This is, we discussed it last time, but this is episode 9 of season 5. Osama bin Laden has farty pants.
Well, I've dwelled on it a little more. I still have no idea what the episode could possibly... I mean, I know it's going to be about Osama bin Laden. This is the post 9/11 episode, so I can't imagine they're going to be very nice to him.
I cannot imagine.
I don't know if South Park is going to be the kind of series that goes like...
I also don't remember this episode at all. I remember one thing about this episode, and that's it.
Okay.
So I'm basically going into this blind.
That is either exciting or concerning. It's been kind of 50-50 across the entire thing.
It could be one of the ones where 5 seconds I don't, I'm like, okay, I remember this entire episode.
Right.
But all the name of it off the top of my head, I only remember one thing from it.
I think it's going to be an episode where, like, they try to emasculate bin Laden. So it's mostly just them going, man, you suck balls. And then he gets real mad. And then
Okay.
I don't think they're going to kill him yet.
Okay. Also, relevant to this, we've gotten so many comments on the Super Best Friends episode of two things. One, saying that that episode was, like, the one that was censored because they got a bunch of death threats, which, of course, is wrong. We talked about it in the discussion.
Yeah.
I want to, for the sake, if you're going to leave a comment, wait till after the discussion. There are so many comments we get that say something, you guys didn't catch this, or you guys, didn't mention this, or this rumor that is not true. That if you post a comment that is saying, you guys didn't catch this, when we talk about it in the discussion, I will delete your comment. I absolutely will. And furthermore, so many people are like, you guys shouldn't put Muhammad in the thumbnail, or I can't believe you guys uploaded this video with Muhammad and you're gonna get so many death threats. And it's like, so many people are concerned about us getting death threats when it's like, women and minorities having to deal with this shit like fucking 100 times a day, and it's like, don't put Muhammad in the thumbnail, you might get a death threat. Oh, so scary.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
I mean, death threats are not to be fucking ashamed, absolutely. Yeah. Death threats are something to be upset about, It's perfectly, what am I saying? Perfectly acceptable to I don't know what I'm trying to say there.
Basically, you're not trying to downplay the danger of, accepting, or, being sent death threats.
Couldn't
it's
look
still a bad thing.
Yeah, didn't want to downplay it. Like, they should, but, like, it is hilarious to me. Like, Comedy Central will get one death threat, and they're like, censor it all, turn it down, but then, nobody cares, and everybody on the internet gets fucking death threats, unless it's, of course, us white men, or, I mean, you're basically, you're rich enough to basically be white.
I've got the rich privilege.
Yeah. Alright, but yeah, so I am definitely aware of Muhammad. I don't care. I've gotten so many comments on that. I needed to address it. I don't care. I know. I don't care. So, what would you rate this episode?
Oh, it feels so weird.
Yeah. I give it like a 7 out of 10.
I guess I'll give it a 6.
Okay. There's a lot of aspects I really liked of it. There's a lot of aspects that did not age well at all.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of, I'm glad that this episode was as, pro-Afghanistan and anti-America as it was.
Right.
And then they felt the need at the end to be like, oh, no, I don't hate America.
Yeah.
You should hate America. You absolutely should hate America.
This was also right after 9/11.
Yeah.
Like, this is in the era of Marvel puts out a comic in which Doctor Doom's like, oh no, the Twin Towers, which I bombed.
It's a little bit of like, I'll give them, some leeway, whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I don't think that you can't not like America. It was just like the sentiment of like, we may have some problems, but I still love America. As opposed to like the song by the Descendants, America American, is one of my favorite songs of all time, which is like what is the line? You've got to know the truth before you say you have pride.
Right.
Like, and I mean, that's kind of what this episode is too. It's like, you absolutely cannot say that you like America if you are not willing to also say like, yeah, we are the reason why there's so much terrorism in the world, and we are, we have an insane amount of problems and very little not problems. Very little is not a problem in America.
Yeah.
Very little good we got going for us. I'm sure we got something. I can't name anything, but I'm sure we got something. Can you name anything America's got going for it?
Tech. You got good tech.
Do we got better tech than Japan?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. I mean, I don't know, so I don't know shit about technology. What was your favorite joke in this episode?
I think it's got to be the start of Cartman going into the Looney Tunes thing with Osama.
That was great.
Like, as it kept going on, I felt like it had diminishing returns, but the very first time it happened, it took me so off guard.
Yeah. Like, and I can see what they're going for with the, like, you know, they were very respectful of Afghanistan and stuff in general. For the respectful for the most part.
Sure.
You know what I mean? As much as South Park's gonna be. But then they wanted to, like, do, you know, like they did the Durka with Osama bin Laden specifically because they wanted to, like, make a point. It's a very, like, H.R. Oda thing of, like, making bad people ugly.
Yeah.
Like, Oda is a very body positive person in which there's plenty of characters who are not conventionally attractive that you are supposed to find attractive.
Right.
Just by nature of, you will like this character so you will eventually find them attractive or whatever. But then he also has that drawing people excessively ugly when they are ugly inside.
Yeah.
And that is a similar thing of what they're trying to do here. So it's like, I'm not going to really, like, it is racist, doesn't hold up, but I know what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
It's the, you know, the intentions were good.
It's also the problem, and I say problem in quotes, of South Park. South Park is, I hate saying this because it's, like, my viewpoint on this has changed so much, but they are an equal opportunity offender. Like, almost any, like...
I would disagree about that. They
say
they are.
They
want to.
Like, I mean,
the audience says they are. I don't think they are. But.
I don't think anyone in the world is a true equal opportunity offender.
Yeah, I don't think anybody who has ever said, I make fun of everybody, has made fun of everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a, like, oh, they haven't reached everybody yet. Like, there's so many people they can make fun of. I just mean, like, the... levels of making fun of is completely different.
Yeah.
It is we make fun of everybody, but we are going to at the end say, like, oh, but we do like America. America is good.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't continue. Were you going to say more than that?
So, like, I can definitely appreciate the levels of, you know, most characters in Afghanistan just kind of speak gibberish, but then Osama's the only one who specifically goes, you know, into the Durka speak.
Yeah. To be fair, I had no idea if they were speaking actual Afghanistan or not. I don't know. So
I'm 99% sure there weren't.
Yeah, it did seem like they had different voice actors, so I was giving them the doubt of, like, maybe I was gonna, you know, check my notes afterwards to see. But yeah,
I mean, please do. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I as well was like, I don't think they are, but I'm not going to say anything in the episode because I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah, I really like the Afghanistan boys. For them. Great. We always have to have like bring in other characters to be like the good characters.
Yeah.
Like we had like the whole Pip episode and everything. And you know, the boys will do good, but they are not good boys.
Yeah.
Which is also why like the Tally episode as I talked about was weird because like although they are not good boys, they do good.
Right.
You know. So it is a last episode where they were, you know, very anti saving the world was kind of weird. But yeah, I really like they just like so many things that we've seen the boys do or have a problem surrounding, and then the Afghanistan boys have gone to try and do that same thing and they just had it blown up.
Yeah,
it's a very like, you know, none of these South Park episodes would happen if it was anywhere but South Park.
I do think that whole scene did a much better job of showing the audience that, yeah, like, they're kind of the same without, you know, as opposed to the very ending of the episode where they were like, yeah, we are the same. Guys, did you know that?
Yeah, the ending was very, very forced.
Yeah. I mean, like, a part of the South Park brand is the forced message at the end, which a lot of times has some level of irony to it.
Yeah. But I feel like they... Yeah, like this. I don't know. I feel like they could have got a better message.
I mean, I feel like this one was a cop-out. It wasn't intentional, like, we don't know what to do, so we're going to make it a little absurd.
Yeah. It's when they clearly had a point for the whole episode, and then when they had to put it in words at the end, they just couldn't.
Yeah.
And they do that a lot. They'll have a point for the entire episode, and at the end they realize they can't put it in words, and they kind of just do something else.
or they are comfortable with doing the statement, but they don't want to make the statement.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, it creates a very strange feeling.
They don't want they don't want it to come back to them.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a very Trey and that thing. They are a very hands off. It's not us. We just do a show approach.
Right.
You know, they are very, very heavily trying to not take the blame on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I could definitely see that. Plenty about this stuff this episode. Tally came back for the one joke.
That was a real. We did this last week. It worked so well. We gotta put it in.
I do. The Taliban joke is a good joke.
Yeah.
It is. It was worth having Tally come in for the one joke. I like the return of also the army stuff, that bringing back the USO show and all that. Like, this was a kind of like mini retelling of the movie in a way. We even have like the Canada stuff. And,
Sure.
You know, not really the same plot or anything, but they clearly were like just, you know, wanting to touch back on a lot of that stuff to get the point across, I think, of how similar it is and how this stuff just happens over and over, and, you know, it's very cyclical. And, of course, that being, you know, the U.S.'s fault entirely at that time, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the, you know, American flags plastered everywhere, and, like, definitely, there is a clear distinction in American culture between post and pre 9/11.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because like it was extremely cringy to want to, you know, hoist a flag or care about the flag in any way at all pre 9/11.
Right.
And then now post 9/11, it's just everybody using the excuse of 9/11.
Yeah.
Like if you ask anybody like why they're a patriot, probably they're just gonna bring up 9/11, which is pointless anyway. Like such a dumb thing to bring up.
In Canada, like, right after 9/11, it felt really weird, because a lot of Canadian culture is, like, very influenced by American culture. A lot of it is bleed over.
Yeah.
And 9/11 was something specifically where, like, we like, most Canadians were very empathetic. We were like, okay, yeah, they're really hurting. We should, you know, try to do stuff. But there was also this big feeling of, like, America's doing something very patriotic right now. Very, like, America-focused. And we can't do that. So how do we feel about this? Like, I remember my mom specifically, like, I think on September 12th, like, driving me home and saying, I'm not sure how people feel about us right now, so, you know, just kind of chill for a while. Because, like, there wasn't really a big racist outlash in my area, at the very least.
Yeah.
But a lot of, like, because my area is full of, like, lots and lots of brown people, we were like, how do we feel about this? Like,
it's a good point, yeah.
Like, do we be racism now?
Like, yeah, I mean, I definitely remember, I was, I wasn't in school when it happened. I was actually at home, I believe. I don't remember if it was just me staying home from school like I normally do or whatever. But anyway, I do remember my main takeaway from that was also, like, a lot of, like, like, my mom didn't want me to go outside, or, like, also, like, the next year, my mom didn't want me to go outside or go to school on 9/11 or anything like that. And I remember just thinking, like, man, cool, chill, get to stay home from school, don't care. And as I grew up, it was definitely a, like, I get why America would make such a big deal out of it, even though it's honestly not, like, comparatively, it's a pretty, like, as an event, it's pretty, like, other stuff has happened that's way worse.
I mean, but also, it's the problem of, just because something worse happens in the world, that doesn't make a bad thing any less bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was more the, like, we are freaking out over this, as opposed to a lot of the other stuff that has come before it that was way worse. Like, not like this has come after it, and that makes it bad, but, like, I remember, to me, just thinking, like, you know, I mean, various stuff, like the, you know, like, various war stuff, or, you know, the war we were already in with Afghanistan, like, it was a very, like, isn't this kind of just business as usual? But, I mean, as a kid, yeah, I didn't really understand. That was me as a kid, just being like, this just seems kind of like, okay, whatever. I really did not get 9/11 as a kid.
It was, I think, the first time I was confronted with the idea of somewhere I had been not being there anymore. Because I'd visited the Twin Towers before. I got some Star Wars cards in there.
Okay, yeah, because I'd never, you know, been to New York ever, so.
Yeah, so it didn't even set in until, like, a year afterwards, when I was like, oh yeah, if I go to New York, the Twin Towers aren't there because they were bombed. Like,
yeah.
Or, like, you know, the Spider-Man trailer had the Twin Towers in them, and they had to take them out for the movie because they aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it was this very big, like, I don't get it as much as people who lived in New York who were there for 9/11, sure. But I remember that being a big turning point in my life of, oh crap, things can just not exist anymore. I think that was the first time I, like, was confronted with death.
I could definitely see that. We're
Yeah.
very, very different kids, us two. I was definitely the kid on online forums when it's like, taking the towers out of video games for like sensitivity reasons, and I'm the kid like, so are we just gonna start taking fucking Japan out of video games now? Like, what? We're just taking it out because it got bombed, or not bombed, but we got taken it out because it got attacked. Like, it's very hypocritical. I was very centrist as a kid. I was very make fun of everybody. So I'm like, hey, if we're gonna bomb another country, we don't deserve, or we don't have the ability to be like, we're taking this out for sensitivity reasons. That was bullshit.
Yeah, I think my stance as a kid was, it's really weird to take things that existed pre 9/11 and remove the Twin Towers from them. Because, that happened before. Like, that's why we have the footage.
Yeah.
But then, going forward, we probably shouldn't still have the Twin Towers in New York, because they ain't there anymore.
Well, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else happened this episode? We had, like, the stuff, like, Mr. Barbrady being on the school bus with them, and just having a police officer in your school and everything.
As you said, the gas masks also feel very current.
Oh, yeah. Very pandemic-like.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking glad that my sister got out of school, like, the 1 year before all this happened. Like, just got out of school right before all this was fucking happening. So glad I don't have to worry about any of that school shit anymore.
Yeah.
Schools in America are an absolute nightmare, and I'm just terrified of, what those people must have to put up with. I mean, the stories from my sister going through high school was insane, but I mainly, there's a lot to be blamed on teachers. Like, teachers just don't do anything. They just let it happen. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say about that sort of stuff, like the police and schools and everything like that. Like, I mean, what is there to say that hasn't been said by everybody already a billion times?
Yeah.
Like, it's just making the problems worse. I mean, I definitely know how threatening it felt having a policeman in my school. It was like, I grew up even with a policeman in my school, and it was always threatening seeing that. It always made me feel like I wasn't safe, or like that I was in an environment that my life was in danger at any moment. Not because it was like, oh, they're protecting me, something like just like my life is in danger at any moment because there's a police officer in my school.
Yeah, I do remember one of my formative experiences of very young school life was, and this was pre 9/11, I believe. I had gotten detention for something. I think that might have been because I had crawled from one bathroom stall to another one because a boy told me to.
Yeah.
And I got caught, and they were like, okay, you gotta have detention for a week. And my mom was like, at detention, they're gonna have a police officer there. Like, I'm very scared.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that was the first time I was like, oh man, I really shouldn't get into detention because then the police might hurt me.
See, I actually got ISS, which is in-school suspension, which is different from detention.
Okay.
Because detention was like a temporary thing. Like,
Sure.
You go here for a couple hours for the rest of the day or whatever. Whereas in-school suspension was I go to school and I report directly to here, and I get all my work for my classes there and everything. And it was like 3 other people and 1 teacher there. And we were each in like cubicle areas so we couldn't see each other. But that teacher was the best teacher I've ever had.
Okay.
Really, was just a awesome teacher. We got done all of our work super fast, and then we just got to talk for the rest of the day.
Okay.
So it was like a lot. I actually made friends there. Towards the end of the year, he gave me all right, there's 5 days, or there's 1 day left 1 week left in the school year, so you can go back to your classes and have fun with your friends. And I'm like, my friends are here, and also I don't want to go back to class. Like, I'm bullied in class. I would much rather be here.
Right.
Yeah, so he actually let me stay there in school suspension for the last 5 days, even though I didn't have in school suspension.
Right.
Just because, it was great. He also was taught me, his big thing was, if you're gonna be a criminal, don't be a dumb criminal. I got in school suspension because I wouldn't get changed for gym.
Okay.
Because I just refused to get changed. The locker room scared the shit out of me. I got bullied a lot, and just the locker rooms were terrifying in general. I'm not sure I mentioned the South Park reaction. No, I mentioned it to you, where I was getting changed at one point. point, and a bowling ball came over the top of the lockers, landed next to me, and broke the bench next to me.
Jesus Christ.
That was specifically the incident of when I went, I am not getting changed anymore for gym at all. So he was very like, you're getting in school suspension because you won't get changed for gym. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I didn't want to like admit,
right?
But like, so I always just laughed it off. But I loved him for being a very like he gave us all advice. Like even the ones who had like other stuff, like he gave them better advice. Like if you're gonna cheat, this is how you should be cheating. Like this is so obvious. He told a story about how he got arrested one time because him and his friends went to go shoplift, and they got caught because his friend specifically was carrying they would just go in to grab something, walk around the store, and then walk out as if they'd already like purchased it or whatever.
Sure.
And they got caught because his friend tried to walk out carrying a bunch of sunscreen, and they were black. And so he was like, if you're gonna be a criminal, be a smart criminal.
Oh, boy.
If you're black, don't be stealing sunscreen. Like, think about your actions. That's always stuck with me. It's been like it's such a easy metaphor for don't be a stupid criminal.
Right.
It is really weird that they do the whole American flag thing at the beginning and make fun of that a lot, and then just do it at the end.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a lot of people that have said that. Yeah, I get a lot of critics that have said that. Like, yeah, it is like they say it more as an intentional thing, but I do not think that was an intentional thing. Like, as they are like the end of it was supposed to be a sarcastic thing. Did not feel sarcastic.
Oh,
to
definitely
me.
not.
No,
I definitely felt it was a punching a guy and then saying, no, listen, we cool, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt.
Like, we did make fun of America, we did say a lot of bad things, but just so you know, like, we're on your side.
Yeah. Yeah, that is really what it is. It is them playing both sides, as always, never wanting to concretely pick a side.
I mean, I think that did pick a side. That feels very, like,
it's not like picking a side if you're punching somebody and saying I'm on your side.
I mean, I think there is a difference, though. There's definitely a slant.
It's a slant, but it's not really picking a side.
Like, the episode definitely ends with them saying, Afghanistan is still awful, though, and America's pretty cool.
I don't think that's what it was. I think it was more just, ended on America is good, though. I don't think it ended on Afghanistan is shit. I don't think there was any of that in there.
I feel like it generally did.
Damn, I don't know. I didn't get that.
Like, that was the vibe I got.
Okay. And of course, the only critic that is saying that they really liked the message of solidarity for America at the end of the episode also said that the episode felt like it was written in an hour and had extremely sophomoric humor. Really shows the kind of people that they're trying to appeal to.
By the way, I am actually very surprised they killed off Bin Laden in this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. You didn't say that at the beginning.
I didn't bring it up till right now, though. Like, I guess they could still do a hell thing like they did with Saddam.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Just, yeah.
I mean, I think also they probably didn't expect the hunt for Osama to take that long.
Yeah, sure.
Like,
yeah.
It felt like a very big Marvel comic saying, the disease, the legacy virus that kills all mutants will be solved once we cure AIDS in real life.
Yeah.
It felt like a real, in universe.
Your favorite bit to bring up.
Yeah, like in universe, we're gonna wrap up Osama because he's gonna be gone in real life. It's not gonna be that newsworthy or important.
Apparently, this episode's title was actually going to be Osama bin Laden has a really, really small penis. Oh, okay. The terrorist is the craziest people's line was a reference to a short called Russian Rhapsody where Hitler says Nazis is the craziest peoples.
Okay.
So that was a reference.
Okay.
It felt so weird and out of place to me.
Yeah.
But okay, that was a reference to
that does make
something.
it make a little more sense.
Yeah.
If there's a censorship bar, I'm very curious to see how this episode was censored in Afghanistan.
I don't know. There's nothing about that, actually. But, yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. We covered everything. Till next time, get the fuck out of here.